This video is for class 7 physics, and in this video we are discussing about the conversion of potential energy into kinetic energy. My suggestion to you is that before watching this video you must have watched the other videos. If you haven't, please go and watch those videos first about kinetic energy and potential energy, and then come back to this video. So let us go to the book. Potential energy changes into kinetic energy when it is put to use. That means if you want to extract work from potential energy, if you want some object to do work, and if that object has potential energy, first the potential energy needs to get converted into kinetic energy, then only we can extract work from that potential energy. The following examples will make it clear. A hammer at a height has potential energy due to its lifted or raised position. In figure 3.9, please refer your book for the figure. When the hammer is dropped from that position, it begins to fall. The falling hammer now will have kinetic energy. So you can see the potential energy is getting converted into kinetic energy. Thus, the potential energy stored in the hammer in its raised position now will change into kinetic energy when the hammer is falling. This kinetic energy does work on the nail as the hammer strikes the nail and causes the nail to move into the wood. The next example, similarly in figure 3.10. Okay, let us go to that. So they are talking about this figure here. So if I want to raise this load here upwards with the help of this stone. Now, if I keep this stone at a height h and let it fall, once the stone is kept at a height h, suppose, it will have certain amount of potential energy in it. And when this stone is falling down, what will happen is potential energy is getting converted into kinetic energy. And when it reaches to this plank here, it will exert some force on the rope or string because of its kinetic energy, and this load hence move upwards. So here also you can see that potential energy is getting converted into kinetic energy. Okay, now the next example, here a wound up watch spring, this figure 3.14, has potential energy because this watch spring, they're talking about this watch spring here, they're talking about this watch spring here. So this spring will have potential energy in it. This spring will have potential energy in it. How? Okay, suppose we squeeze the spring. Suppose we squeeze the spring. So we do some work on the spring, and this spring, when we leave the force by which we are squeezing it, then spring has its own capability to regain back its shape. Why will it regain back its shape? Because it will have some kind of energy stored in it, and that is potential energy. This can be used in the watch, this watch, uh, and this watch hand here, small hand is not shown proper. This watch hand will start moving because of potential energy stored in the spring. So in this example also, potential energy is getting converted into kinetic energy. You could have seen, sorry, you must have seen the small toys where we have to key the toy and the toy starts moving. Or nowadays it is provided with a thread. If you pull the thread and then you see something getting stretched in that particular toy, and when you leave the thread starts moving forward. So you must have seen those kinds of toys also. In that case also, your potential energy is getting converted into kinetic energy. Okay, now going to example number 3, a stretched bow in figure number 3.15 has a potential energy because of its stretched position. In figure 3.15b, when the stretched bow is released, the potential energy of the bow changes into kinetic energy. This kinetic energy does work on the arrow and makes the arrow move forward. So here you can see this stretched bow here, not the arrow, will have potential energy stored in it, and when this string is released, then what will happen? The arrow moves forward with that means moving forward. Now this arrow will have kinetic energy in it. Okay, then going to the next example, a compressed spring. That means if we like we have discussed in example number 2, a compressed spring in figure number 3.16a has potential energy in it due to its compressed state. Now when you release the force on it, it has capability to come back, or if you keep a ball on top of it, it will throw the ball away. So here also you can see that potential energy is getting converted into kinetic energy. So these were the examples of conversion of potential energy into kinetic energy. In the next video we shall discuss about the conversion of one form of energy into another